Weird Realities Network presents Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales, where we pull up a log, roast a marshmallow, and settle in as these two blondes talk spooky tales, urban legends, and classic horror icons. Exciting guests, perky blondes, and sinister tales makes this podcast as good as a double stack s'more. So let's join Bethany and Krystal as they gather around the campfire in Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales.
Beep.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales. We are at Season 3, Episode 12. I had to look that up because I didn't know what episode we were on.
Oh, wow.
We figured it was about time to do our annual Supernatural episode. So Season 3 is Supernatural. I'm excited to talk about it. I don't know about you guys, but this is my favorite season. Every season has their things, but I feel like this season has more of like the quotable things, the most memes, just the episodes that people just relate to and reference all the time. So I'm really excited about this season.
I do think it's like in my top 3 of the favorite seasons. It's really hard for me to say for sure exactly which season is my favorite, but I would say that it does have my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Like if I were to pin down my absolute favorite episode, it would still be hard to do. But the several that I would choose are in this season.
Exactly.
So.
I think this is one of those seasons that just the series hit its stride.
Yeah.
And sorry. And Indy's starting early today. Like the first season, they're trying new things. They're just introducing people to it. The second season, they have to develop the story and get things going. But then it's like the third one, they're like, we're just gonna have fun. Like, just have fun.
Well, they are moving the story along. There's a lot of things that happen that are so important to things that happen later. Mm-hmm. But it is also fun. And I think also part of that is because of how short the season was because of the writer's strike. I think that it had a lot of influence on what was going on.
Yeah.
It also made it more quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't just filler episodes. Like, I feel like majority of the episodes had a reason to be playing at that time.
Yeah. Well, I think as well, like, once the writer's strike was a known thing, they lost, because like it's always kind of been a thing where they'd have like these are the main storyline episodes and they have like the one-off, like that stays a constant thing throughout the series. But with the writer's strike happening, they lost so much time. There was only 4 episodes after the writer's strike, because Ghostfacers was the first one back after the writer's strike, and then that's like the last one-off episode, and then the rest of the episodes after that are just getting to the point of the season because they had to. Hi, Indy, looking so beautiful.
You know, this fool has been absent from so many episodes, and all of a sudden he's like, no, I'm going to be on all of this episode the whole time.
And it was like a full glamour shot pose to the camera right there.
Well, Mom and Dad, they're going, we're driving home, but we're here. So, thanks for the support, but please be safe.
Yes, please be safe.
So let's kind of start off. I feel like, just to kind of sum up, so the last 2 seasons, you have, sorry, I just want to make sure Indy landed just fine right there.
Understandable.
Yeah, so the last 2 seasons, it was basically you have Sam finding out that he has the psychic powers, and then he ends up battling with the other psychic kids on their things, and then he dies. And so Dean ends up making an agreement with a Crossroads demon to have 1 year left to live if you bring Sam back. And that's kind of how the last season ended. And so
and they released all the demons on accident.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah, including their dad, who's not a demon, but he was trapped in hell.
Yeah.
So,
and their dad, the spirit of their dad helped them kill Yellow Eyes.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like this series opens up with the Magnificent Seven, and that is where it's basically like the 7 sins. And they kind of have to deal with them, which that was an okay episode. It was a good like segue into the season, but I don't think it's a notable episode. I'm so distracted by Olive behind you right now.
I know. I was distracted too, and I'm like, I'm glad that my name is like mostly covering her because we'd have like some kitty porn over here.
It's not covering her on our screen because
No.
that's on the other side.
Yeah, she's
on my screen, my name is Olive. You're being indecent on camera.
For only cats.
Well,
It's supposed to be an only cats show.
Oh, right. I feel like this series, a really good episode to note would be the second episode, which is The Kids Are All Right, because it introduces Lisa, who is an integral part of Dean's story. Mm-hmm. And also Ben, who is, it's basically the family that if Dean had a family, it would be this family.
Yep.
Type thing. And I really like that. But it's also kind of creepy too, because people who haven't seen that episode, well, I mean, no spoilers, because if you haven't seen the episode, then you're not following our show at all. But
oh, okay. I thought you were going to say not to give a spoiler. I'm like, no, like the show literally ended
exactly
5 years ago.
Yeah, like if you haven't watched it,
this particular season was like 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
So no,
that's on you
if you don't watch it at this point.
But it was kind of creepy with the whole your child is replaced by another. Like it's that whole like
changeling.
Yeah, the changeling, the fairies, and all that, and it's kind of that's really creepy too. But at the same time, it's really neat to see the similarities with Dean and Ben and see that relationship develop, because even though you find out later that Ben is not Dean's son, they have so many similarities on that.
Because Lisa has a type.
She does have a type. She's very, very type.
Bad boys 2. Oh, sorry.
Right.
So but speaking of like Lisa's first appearance, it's just a short little list, but I made a little list of some season 3 trivia that is on there. Nice. So some of the other things, it's a lot of firsts, like first appearance of Ruby. Mm-hmm. It's the shortest season due to the writer's strike. It's also the first season where they brought women characters on as regulars. So Ruby and Bella.
Joe and
Joe's not around yet. Joe and Ellen, they don't meet until season 4.
Wait, really? Did I jump ahead? I thought they were in season 2.
No.
Oh, okay. I must have like hopscotched around then.
You did a little.
Yeah, you did.
So Ruby and Bella were the first regular female characters. Ruby sticks around a little bit longer than Bella does. It's the first appearance of the demon knife because it was given to them by Ruby. You already mentioned the first appearance of Lisa. First mention of Crowley, but it's not a direct mention. When Sam goes and he goes to the Crossroads demon and he's trying to like get her to cut off the deal that Dean made, she references Crowley but doesn't give him a name. And one thing that I thought was really fun in Red Sky at Morning, when they're talking all the Latin, Castiel's name is in the Latin. So I thought that was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then also, obviously the Ghost Facers episode we already mentioned. It's the first appearance of Lilith. And something that I think is fun that you would maybe only be aware of if you had the DVDs, like I do, is that there's a whole little Ghost Facers miniseries. Mm-hmm. That is just like purely all the Ghost Facers doing their things. If you have, I think it was online during season 3, like it was something that they put online and you could watch it. I don't know if it's still available to watch online, but it is on the season 3 DVDs.
I do remember seeing them, and I was watching them through like YouTube or something, or
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I'm sure they're still out there if you look for them. But yeah, it's a fun little mini series. It's like a few like really short episodes. Because, back then in 2007, 2008, I feel like that was like a really popular thing to do. I feel like that's when Lonely Girl 15 was a big thing too. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
No, I don't. What's that?
It was...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a YouTube series about a girl, and she was like a 15-year-old girl, and it starts out totally normal, like a video vlog, and then it turns out that like her parents are in a cult and they're like trying to sacrifice her or something, so she goes on the run. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay, I looked it up because that kind of bugged me a little bit, because I'm like, I swear Joe and Ellen in previous seasons, they're in 3 episodes of season 2.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. The first episode was Everybody Loves a Clown. Okay. Then you also have Joe, where she breaks off away from Ellen and she does that hunt with the brothers in the apartment building.
That's not season 2, is it?
Yeah, and then you also have...
you're talking about 2. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and then you have the one where Sam is possessed by the demon before they get their tattoos. And they go and they kind of torment Joe a little bit. So, ha! No, I'm just joking.
Because that's not even my piece of trivia. That was trivia from Supernatural. Like,
okay, well, I just went to IMDb.
well, no, not like where Joe and Ellen came in, but like the regular female characters.
Oh, gotcha. I mean,
Right.
I think because Ruby became such a character throughout the whole series, whereas Joe and Ellen were a very specific part of the series. They were only in like two or 3 seasons, I think.
Yeah, like maybe they weren't meant to be regulars, but then because people did like them so much, they brought them back in season 4.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like season 4 and season 5 until they killed them. Which, I mean, any regular female character in the series does get killed off eventually, except for Lisa.
Well, and the 2 sheriff ones, they don't die. The one who has the fat suction, and then the other one who takes in all the
Jody and
You mean Flo from Progressive?
Yeah, no, that's not her.
From Minnesota or something.
Little different character there.
Maybe it's Margot. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on her name? Yeah, so very few female characters do not die. But that was definitely like one of the huge things that they're always like, why do you kill off all the female characters? People got like so upset about that as the show was on.
There was something where it was at a Comic-Con, and I cannot remember verbatim what they said, but someone asked, they're like, what is the reason that you have so many female characters who just you kill off just to further the development of the male characters? And Jared and Jensen and the guy who played Crowley and the guy and Misha, they all just sat back like they didn't know, you know. And
well, they're not the writers; they're not in charge.
They're like, "Well, answer this." Like that's a valid question.
It is a valid question. They're like,
we can us do it.
Yeah,
like the only 2 really main characters that died and don't come back would be their dad and Bobby.
But they both
even
back
Bobby
in a separate way.
came back for a little bit as a ghost, but
but also Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he came back for a little bit too in the later
as a ghost.
Seasons. Yeah. Well, no, he came back. It was like a time warp thing.
Yeah, in the later seasons.
I think that's something about Supernatural is just because you're dead doesn't mean you're dead.
Oh,
you're going to come back somehow.
It's not the end.
Yeah. Except for Joe and Ellen. They actually never came back after they died.
Yeah.
Except for in memories.
They're like, we're done messing with these 2. We're just
pretty much. I know, even though they're probably...
Ruby, I mean, once Ruby died at the end of season 4, she never came back.
Right. Yeah.
And Bella never came back.
Yeah. That's true. Bella didn't come back. Which, can we talk about how influential this character of Bella was?
So influential. Yeah.
Yeah, you first get introduced to her in Bad Day at Black Rock.
Yes.
I want to say. Mm-hmm. So she is such an influential character. She was only in this one season. She wasn't in any other seasons at all. But if you mention her in the Supernatural community, everybody knows who she is.
Oh yeah. And she wasn't even ever mentioned in the show after this season.
Exactly. Yeah, she wasn't brought back up or anything.
Yeah. It was just like, okay, so Bella was here for a little bit. She died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which we never see her death. We just assume it because she had made a demon deal. So we just assumed.
Yeah, the hellhounds were after her.
Yeah.
So which leads to,
Oh, I do think, sorry, I just told, like, on topic, but not on topic. The episode, I think it's the witch episode, where Sam has a sex dream about Bella. And he like wakes up super embarrassed.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
That's funny because that dude, holy crap.
What was that? I'm trying to figure out how to delete that comment because it's just a spammer.
Oh, okay.
But I can't do it from my end at this moment.
Nobody click on anything if there's a link in that comment.
Yeah.
Ignore the spammer bot.
Oh my word, I already forgot what I was going to say. Oh well.
Sorry, that was a moment.
Which, I mean, to kind of go on to the next episode, just if we're going order, that's the Bad Day at Black Rock. And I feel like that's one of, it's not the first episode where they kind of just deter from the main storyline that makes it just comedy, but it's one of the most influential ones, I think, that kind of establishes that they're going to have, you have like the main storyline that tells everything, and then you have the individual episodes just put in there that just, it's what makes Supernatural fun. And so many shows do that, like X-Files did that, Buffy did that, so many shows do that. And I just love Bad Day at Black Rock.
It's a really good episode. It's a really funny episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say that it's 100% a one-off episode, because it does have kind of the B storyline of the season.
It does.
With what's his
Gordon.
face? Yeah, Gordon and his cronies trying to hunt down and kill Sam. Like, that's a huge part of the first season. It's not the main storyline, but it does, like, it definitely brings, that episode does bring that up. So it's not 100% a one-off episode.
Yeah, I think all of them always have that little moment where they talk to each other, or it has like some things that tie in with the series or the season. But for the most part, it's not pushing the season forward as much as previous episodes or more episodes.
Oh yeah. It doesn't push forward the A storyline at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I think it has, I mean, like you can see from my little thing, that's where mine came from, was I lost my shoe. I feel like that.
One of the best quotes of the whole series.
I know. It's just, everybody has those days where it's like, hey, you know what? I have a great thing going on. It's so amazing. And then just whoosh, it flips. And you're just like, I lost my shoe. Like, so I love that series or that episode.
I know. It's, yeah. And that's definitely the best line of that entire episode. I love it.
Moving on, you have things. I'm just looking at my things. You have Sin City, which that one's a good episode, but it's not really like, it pushes the story forward because all episodes do a little bit, but I don't feel like it stands out too much.
It does give us a little bit more background of what's going on with the demons, though.
Yeah, it does.
And that Sam's still a part of it.
Exactly.
Whether it wants to be or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up is Bedtime Stories, which is, I think all of us can agree that we all love that episode.
It's a good episode.
It's actually the one that mine's from.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
so,
it
Rikki,
is.
do you want to talk about that episode a little bit?
Sure. I mean, bedtime stories, fairy tales, grim, more or less, ghost story, but you're alive.
Yeah.
It does actually kind of hit on a thing of, not trend. Now I can't think of it. Astral projection in a little bit. The idea that your ghost is out and about, even though your body isn't there, or you're separate from it, and that sort of thing. This is kind of a vengeful ghost story, but the body's still alive type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And pointing in at the end, the whole Dean trying to tell Sam to let him go, type deal. But then that's when we find out about Crowley a little bit.
Yeah. That's kind of one of the things that annoys me, but I get it from a writer's standpoint. Dean being this whole like, hey, you need to accept this is so hypocritical of him, because he did not accept that his dad did the exact same thing. And this is like his way of coping with that. But now he's putting that guilt on Sam.
Yeah. And his dad, and it wasn't even that long ago. It was like a year ago. It was like a year between the time his dad sacrificed his soul and sold his soul for Dean. And then like a year later, Dean sells his soul for Sam, and he's just like, oh, it's fine, just get over it. And it's like,
rub some dirt in it, suck it off.
Yeah.
Walk it off. Suck it up. Holy crud. That was not intentional. Sorry.
Okay, PG-13, Rick.
Not.
I mean, it totally went over my head until you reacted. So,
Sorry.
Like just kind of a portmanteau of the different phrases there. Sorry.
Yeah, I know you're good. What I like about it though, it kind of reminds me of that series Grimm, which is one of my other favorite series.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very beginning, you have the three guys doing their construction and they're building the house and they're evaluating the wood and the brick. Huh?
He snorts.
He snorts, exactly.
snort.
You're just like, huh. And then it makes so much sense later on. You're like, oh, it's the three pegs.
Of course, the coyote tattoo.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So, but what's also interesting is the Crossroads demon who is in that episode was actually Jared Padalecki's girlfriend at the time. He got her that walk-on spot. So I thought that was interesting just to find out later on he ends up marrying Ruby. Not the Ruby from
this season's Ruby. Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that piece of trivia when I was getting my trivia for this episode. I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah. So do you have any trivia for this episode, Krystal?
No, I already read you my list of trivia.
Oh, you did?
That was my trivia for that. This is my trivia. I mean, it's written in pink ink, so you but yeah, that's my trivia.
So, okay, so you've got... Oh.
Yeah, no.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, you've got these themes of back and forth with the demons, especially. The whole, was it season 2 that Sam was going to be, get stuck with Lucifer? Or is that later on?
No, that's like season 4, season 5.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, so it's back and forth. You've got the demon stuff. You've got Dean kind of going towards, he's going to be in hell and I mean, this is obviously later on, and then, Sam who's in hell and stuff while the other one's trying to get him out and that sort of thing. And it's back and forth. And right now it's their dad, they're working on. They've got that whole cult that can, kill anything supernatural, I guess. I think that's its power.
Almost. There's, I think they eventually say there's 9 things that the cult cannot kill.
Okay, I think death was one of them or something.
And Lucifer was one.
Right.
But I don't think they ever give us a full list. I'm sure God is one. Check.
Right, and probably Omara.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, anything with enough juice is going to be too powerful for it, probably.
Yeah, if it can't kill Lucifer, anybody with more power than Lucifer obviously can't be killed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, you've got this weapon now. I forget this particular weapon. Does it have a limited number of charges?
Yes, it has a limited bullets because
don't they cast more bullets in one of them?
Yeah, the original did because they didn't know how to recreate the bullets. But once they figure out how to recreate the gun, they also figure out how to recreate the bullets.
Right, because don't they have to go back in time?
Yeah.
To get a phoenix that dies, and that was when the cult was originally made. It was their Western like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
They
had to reach 120
bullets when they recreated the gun in this season.
I'm sorry, what, Krystal?
I didn't mean to talk over you.
No. I'm making bad references to other time traveling movies.
No, but like when they recreated the gun in this season, they also had to make new bullets. So they already were able to make bullets before they went back in time.
Yeah, I think it was just they were limited on how many they could make though, because they had to get the Phoenix powder to go in the bullet, and they were running out of that, weren't they?
Yeah, and how many Phoenix?
I'm like, you might be correct on that. I'm not going to argue that because you might be correct, and I don't know for sure.
Well, I'm going to take the win on that.
I mean, you already took the win with Joe and Ellen too, so
what is interesting is their accumulation of these, one of a kind artifacts that they happen to get in that episode. Now it would be kind of cool to do an arc of you have to, the entire arc is built in the cult, and getting the stuff for it and everything like that. And then the
Like a
payoff
side
is
quest?
at the end. Huh?
Like a side quest.
Well, yeah, sure. But I mean, and the payoff is at the end type deal. This is literally Chekhov's smoking gun. But, in a lot of episodes, they've got this special thing that they have to do, and here's the MacGuffin, and they will just get that MacGuffin. They have to find lightning in the sand, or something trapped in the sand, and it's Fahrenheit or whatever it is, where lightning hits sand and turns it into glass, and they just buy it off of some dude, or steal them. But I mean, all these types of artifacts and items and stuff. So it would have been cool to do that, but hey.
I can see that, but considering how there's so many books that are written on Supernatural throughout the series, and they'll actually say in the books, like, this happens between this episode and this episode, I think that's a good rally point for the books.
Gotcha.
As well, like to kind of add towards it.
Well, and then there's the whole anime series too.
Yeah. There's so many spinoffs.
Which I've never seen the anime series, but I haven't there.
Just a Scooby-Doo episode.
Natural. Dean trying to hook up with Jack the whole time, and she's totally clueless. She's just like, what?
So then after bedtime stories, we have Red Sky at Morning. That one's a good episode, but it's not like one to write home about. That's the one with all the drowning victims. You got Bella again on some stuff.
The ghost ship.
Yeah, the ghost ship. But then after that is Fresh Blood. And I like Fresh Blood because, one, Gordon dies. Finally. This mofo.
Dude, I was like, when I was rewatching that, I was just really thinking, I was just like, the absolute strength it would take to cut somebody's head off with a piece of barbed wire.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
But that's the thing is, like, Sam is shown as the whole series as like the one with the puppy dog eyes, like the soft one type stuff. But
Moose.
Gordon, huh?
Moose.
Yeah, but Gordon has specifically sought out Sam on so many things, and Sam is always the one to just turn the other cheek or just kind of do things like he got him arrested versus killing him type thing. Mm-hmm. And this is the episode where he's just like, no, F you, I'm done. And he just cuts his head off. But it's also what I really like. It's that after scene at the end of the episode where they're working on the car. And, Dean is working on the car. Sam's just sitting there drinking the beer. And then Dean stops and he starts teaching Sam about Baby and about the car and how to take care of her. And I really, really like that moment because that's where it's like Dean is passing the torch to Sam. He's kind of accepting that he's going to go to hell, but he's also trying to give Sam something to do, or take care of or have some control over something. So,
you know what stood out to me in that scene when I was rewatching it over the weekend that maybe did not stand out to me before? Sam hands Dean a beer, and then when Dean is like, hey, he's like, oh, do you need another one? I'm like, you literally just handed him that beer like 2 seconds ago.
Okay, but
I know that they joke about how much Dean drinks, but come on, like it's been like not even 30 seconds. I don't think he needs a new one yet.
The continuity expert was just offset that day.
You learned it from Bobby.
Yeah, from Bobby. So no, I really like that episode because it kind of ends the whole Gordon thing. It kind of projects Sam in a different light. Like I feel like he's elevated his character a little bit in overcoming that. And then it's also that transition of Dean to Sam, like taking over and passing on the torch. So I feel like for such like an episode that doesn't get referenced a lot, I feel like there's a lot that happens in that episode that helps the stories.
Yeah. And it's nice to get rid of Gordon's obsession over Sam because it was just so over the top. But I think they use that to like kind of prove some points because like, especially at the beginning of the series, like Sam and Dean both, like I would say a little bit more Dean than Sam. And they kind of like switch places sometimes, but they're like, no, if you're a monster, if you're a demon, like there is no ifs, ands, or buts, like you should die. And like Gordon is that to the extreme because he's decided with not really very much evidence that Sam is a monster. So Sam needs to die. And like, because of the demon blood, like there's just absolutely like Sam's irredeemable. And like Dean and Sam both kind of have their moments where they're to that point in the series, but it like also it just kind of shows like the flawed thinking of that.
Yeah.
Through Gordon's character arc. And obviously Sam and Dean don't stay with that thought process throughout the whole series, but it was just my thought.
There was an episode, and I can't remember the season, and I don't want to like search it right now because I'll get off my notes that I have.
Yeah.
But there's an episode with a girl who's a monster that she grew up with Sam.
Yeah.
And Dean ends up killing at the end because she's a monster.
Oh yeah,
Even
for
though,
the
like,
Kitsune.
Huh?
It was a Kitsune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their version of a Kitsune, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know which season that one was though. I feel like it's a later season.
It's a little bit of a later
Probably,
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the same concept of it's not black and white. You know, there's realms of how much of a monster you are. Like Gordon, even as a human, he was a monster.
Yes.
So it didn't matter whether you were born a monster, it's how you act on things.
Yeah.
So
Now, in the case of that particular episode with the Kitsune and stuff, Dean was okay with, you know, the one critter as long as, you know, they weren't killing, but because they were killing humans, that was his line that he wouldn't cross type deal.
Yeah, and it was his whole thing was that because she had killed, even though it was like because of a specific situation that had happened, that she was going to kill again, so he just needed to stop it from happening.
Well, keep it alive.
yeah, it was her kid.
Yeah.
So Rachel says that her favorite episode is the one where Castiel beats the shit out of Dean because Dean says he's going to give up. And then she goes, it's the one of Point of No Return. So yeah, that's definitely a later episode, but we'll get to that.
That's one of the better curse words. Ass butt.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite. Hey, ass butt.
So I was watching some blooper reels, and that particular scene where, you know, he chucks the Molotov cocktail bomb at you know, Lucifer, and calls him that. He like, you know, type deal, you know, in real life, and he's like, you pretend to throw something at somebody, you know, to the guys behind him.
That would be awkward, yeah.
So then after Fresh Blood, we go into A Very Supernatural Christmas. I like this one.
Considered that.
Yes, it's like, I love series that have holiday episodes because, well, one, just when I'm in the holiday mood, I want to watch holiday episodes. So this one is just such like a Christmassy one. I love how they're dealing with the anti-Santa on it. On things. I mean, they basically took Krampus to an extreme.
We watched Krampus.
I know. Even though
it wasn't really Krampus, and like,
right,
you know,
right.
Like,
It was
Bobby calls them idiots for thinking it's the anti-Santa Claus.
Yeah,
because that's not technically, like, it was a completely different. It was pagan gods.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and they just wanted their sacrifice.
I mean, that's not asking a lot, considering how they've waited 10,000 years or something just for.
I mean, they used to get hundreds of sacrifices every single year, and now they only get like 2 or 3.
I mean, as long as I'm not a sacrifice.
And they're so nice, you know.
They're so nice.
I love when like their neighbor gives them the fruitcake though, and they just like chuck it down. They're like, this stuff is disgusting. Even pagan gods don't like fruitcake.
Yeah, fruitcake. Which is funny because in the Grimm series, fruitcake is the one thing that the little gremlins on Christmas love.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You got to watch Grimm, Krystal. I think you'll like it.
It kind of petered out, and then I thought it died or ended before I don't know. I have to look it up again.
No, they actually had like an ending for it, but I've heard rumors, and who knows if they're true or not, because you never know if this stuff is true. But the actors are actually promoting on their sites that there might be a movie that's coming, or like a made-for-TV movie for it. But that Grimm is definitely up there with Supernatural and The Strain for me in terms of my favorite series. So
well, I like the parodies in general and that sort of thing, and this hits that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, Grimm was just on, I mean, technically a lot of Supernatural was as well, but Grimm was on during a time I had no cable, no internet, no nothing. Like literally everything I watched was either DVDs or friends' houses. And Supernatural, I always found a place to watch it.
Yeah.
But to try to start a new show during that time was,
Yeah.
And Supernatural, like actually a lot of times I'd have to wait to watch it until it came out on DVD. But
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, okay, the new season's out on DVD. Because I did have a DVD player.
I just realized my computer's not plugged in. Let me plug it in. It's all battery saver option.
You're like,
oh no.
I mean, I still have a DVD player too.
Is it as dust covered as mine is?
No, I use it actively.
I think mine also plays VHS tapes.
She got it for her birthday.
Yeah, so I had this one DVD player for such a long time, and it still worked, but the remote didn't work. And half the time, if I pushed the open button, it would just turn off.
Yeah,
and
I've seen them do that.
And then I got a gift card for my birthday, actually from Bethany, and it was just enough to buy a new DVD player because they're not expensive. Because people don't use them.
I mean, you get a Blu-ray player and it'll play DVDs, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at a Blu-ray player, but most of my discs are actually either DVDs or they're the DVD Blu-ray combo sets.
Okay.
And a DVD player was $25 and a Blu-ray player was like $130.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't need a Blu-ray player because the few things that I have on Blu-ray came in a combo pack. So.
You know what you really do need is a Laserdisc player.
Oh yeah. Laser discs. Could watch what was it? Voyage of the Mimi or something like that?
Voyage of the Meme? I don't know.
No, it was like some laser disc thing from like elementary school, and they were all on a boat. It was Voyage of the something.
All right, hold on. Let me look it up.
There's a lot of
I know, like we're all going to Google it now.
Voyage of the
Mimi. I didn't go to the same elementary school you guys did in any way, but
yeah, the Voyage of the Mimi.
I was right. Okay, Voyage of the Mimi.
Yeah. It's a 13-episode American educational television program depicting the crew of the ship Mimi exploring the ocean and taking a census of humpback whales.
Yeah,
very specific.
It was cool. It was a Laserdisc video, and we watched it, and it was about, and it has Ben Affleck in it, by the way, as a child.
I mean, we had Square One and Math Man and I'm Just a Bill on Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm gonna say that's Schoolhouse Rock
on Capitol Hill. I don't remember the rest of the words.
I just remember conjunction junction. What's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
I love Schoolhouse Rock. Okay, so anyway, Supernatural. Next few episodes, I feel like we can kind of gloss over. You've got the one. It's the Malicious Maleficarum. That's the one with all the witches, and they have their club.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that one you can kind of gloss over, but you do find out that Ruby, her human self was a witch before she became a demon.
Which actually ties into Crowley.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the one that you wanted to gloss over. That's also the one where, like I mentioned, Sam has a sex dream about Bella.
Oh, that's right.
So that's why we're glossing over it.
And Dean almost dies in this episode, and you're like, nah.
Wait, no, I thought he died in the one where it was
Said almost dies.
Yeah, I know. But there was another one with the oh no, that was the ghost sickness one. So that was next season. So never mind.
Yeah, ghost sickness isn't this season.
Yeah.
No, because the witches put a hex on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, on which one?
They put a hex on Dean, and then Sam goes while they're chanting. He's like, "Stop it!" Blah blah blah. See, I don't know. I really like this episode. Obviously, you don't care about this episode, and that's where like,
about it.
and that's also, and that sets up how we find out that Ruby was a witch, and that's how she became a demon, was because witches are selling their souls to demons, and then this is going to sound so morbid, but like the thing that irritates me about this episode though is when they're staging the like suicide of the one, they're like, they cut 3 in each wrist. And I'm like, nobody, like, that's obviously a murder because nobody would have the strength to make 3 cuts like that.
Well, exactly. Plus it cuts your tendons, so you don't have the grip strength to cut your other wrist.
I mean, you learn that from Constantine. You know,
exactly.
Sometimes you cut too deep, and then your hands don't work, and you're just trying to
and then like you
light
just
your
have the one because
it's not working
because you don't have the strength to do the other one. And they're like, "Oh yeah, she got 6 big deep slices in each wrist," and people are believing that's a suicide. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know you wanted to gloss over that episode, so we can.
No, it's okay. We can talk about it.
No, I'm joking.
Well, okay, so Dean gets hexed, right? In that.
Well, they all
and then later on gets hexed by Crowley's mom.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, can we just agree that both guys get hexed multiple times? But this is, you are right, Krystal, because this is a foundation for a lot of stuff throughout the series, because that's when you find out about the hex bags too, and those play a big part in many episodes throughout the series.
Yeah. This season establishes a lot of stuff.
It does. Yeah.
That goes later on. Like, it's the first appearance of Lilith, and even that episode, which is coming up soon, so I know we're getting ready to talk about it. Like, even that episode, they just like, oh, it's Lilith, but like they don't really hit on how important Lilith is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like so much stuff is just kind of skimmed over. Like Castiel's name is mentioned, Crowley's alluded to, and it's just all this apocalyptic stuff is like building up, and Sam and Dean are completely clueless about it.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Which leads us to, I mean, the next episode is Dream a Little Dream of Me. That's where the one where Bobby falls into a coma, and we kind of find out more about Bobby and his history.
Yep.
With his wife. Who passed away and stuff. So it kind of delves into Bobby a bit. And then we get to Mystery Spot, which I think is
one more thing about Dream a Little Dream. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's also the one, because it is important to the main line of this season. It's the one where Dean is like, I don't want to die. I don't want to go to hell. Like that's that's the turning point in the season for Dean, where he's like, no, we need to try to save me. I want to continue.
Yeah.
To live. So,
he makes
those are the 2 important things from that episode. Okay.
So then we get to Mystery Spot, which I think all of us are aware of. That's Krystal's little phrase right there with pig and a poke.
Such a good episode.
Anyone who hears In the Heat of the Moment song is just immediately transferred back to that episode.
Heat of the moment.
But that is one where Dean consistently dies multiple times. It's like Groundhog's Day with Dean dying every single day. And it's just, I want to say like almost 1,000 days that poor Sam has to deal with it.
1,000 ways to die.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, this show was so good.
It wasn't, but it was funny.
Right. But like the thing that kind of...
it wasn't high quality, but it was entertaining.
It was entertaining, yes.
Like, if we're talking about quality, okay, no, not high quality, but it was entertaining.
Technically, so is Mansers.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Look it up. Answers to man's questions. Mansers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ricky's very passionate about that.
No, it was just, that was flavor. Anyway.
It was a flavor. So Mystery Spot, what's interesting about that also is the end of the show. It's not like it just suddenly ends where the happy ending. It kind of ends where it's the trickster who ends up being Gabriel, trying to teach Sam a lesson. Like, you need to accept the fact that Dean's going to die type thing.
Yeah, it's a good precursor to, I think, the next episode that he's in with the TV episodes.
Yeah.
Where he's teaching them where he's trying to teach them that they just need to accept their place. Like, he's already doing that.
Yeah, play your little parts, puppet master type thing.
Yeah.
So, but obviously the ways that Dean dies is just hilarious in multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
He gets poison or food poisoning. He gets a piano dropped on him. A dog attacks him. He gets hit by a car.
I love his whole thing, because getting hit by the car is the second way that he dies. And when Sam's telling him about it, he's like, "Oh, was it cool like in a movie?" And he's like, "You peed your pants." And he's like, "Of course I peed my pants." I'm so offended by
it. Oh, Rachel saw Indy there. But do you guys have anything else about Mystery Spot that you want to emphasize, or?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
We've seen this on other, series things as well. Xena did an episode of that. And,
X-Files did too with the bank robbery.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Buffy's done that, but if not, then they would have, because it'd be right up there. I
don't recall Buffy having an episode like that, but it would follow. It would track like if they did.
Right, and I think Star Trek may have.
I think Star Trek did, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a thing to do, a formula. Let's do this.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a classic thing. So, because imagine that. That's just psychologically. Can you imagine just living the worst day of your life over and over and over again?
In 100 different ways.
There's an anime that my friends watched. A friend of a friend brought over, and this anime was gruesome in a way that Matt, you know Matt, ended up crawling over the couch to get away from the screen during this. Yeah.
Wow. Gosh.
But the reason I'm bringing that up is this particular anime. Basically, you have these three kids. They're in this town, and every day they off themselves in some way, some horrible way, and it's very mentally messed up as well. And you find out they're very much aware of each of these deaths and what's going on, and so that is not the funny version.
But,
that's like Happy Death Day. She remembers all her deaths.
Oh wow.
Which is a funny movie, by the way.
It is. But they still make it funny. But she remembers them all, and she feels them all. And there's one point where she goes to the hospital, and they're like, "How are you alive?" Because all her injuries are still there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like the Mayhem, that commercial guy.
Right.
Yeah. Like every commercial he does where something happens, you see like a bandage or something on him in the next episode, like the next commercial. And that
movie's awesome for that.
Exactly. I think that's so funny. But yeah, it's definitely like that.
Yeah.
So then after Mystery Spot, we get into Jess and Bello.
Mm-hmm.
I love this episode, but that's because I love episodes where you're like trapped in a police station or trapped in a small town and you've got like everything against you.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like when they did the Croatoan episode and they were trapped in the police station. I find this very similar. So I really like that thing. Plus, it's also when you see the last of Agent Hendricks. Well, not the last because he appears as a ghost later.
He does.
But he's been chasing Sam and Dean this whole time. That's kind of been one of the storylines of they have a rap sheet and people are after them. And this kind of puts an end to it because he kills them off in the helicopter. Yeah. But then you also, like you said, it's the first time we actually meet Lilith as her portrayal as a small child. And that's kind of the creepiness of Lilith, is she's just a small kid. But when you think of being possessed by a demon, oftentimes they're aware of it. So imagine being a small child and you're possessed by the demon Lilith and seeing the stuff that she does.
Mm-hmm.
you know, that, so it's very complex, this episode, but at the same time, I just find it like one of those just comfort episodes.
Well,
No, it's a good episode. I think it shows a lot. Like it's really sad with Agent Hendricks, because it's like he finally understands and realizes like, oh, they're not bad guys, and then immediately he dies.
Yeah.
It really shows how ruthless Ruby is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already starting to show how Sam will let a lot slide for Ruby, and how her manipulation of him is already starting to really get her nails in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows that Lilith likes to choose to possess little girls for some weird random reason, because she likes to be extra creepy, I guess.
Yeah.
So in some later way later, like I think season 7 or something like that, you find out that the angels that possess people, for lack of a better term,
Mm-hmm.
the people are also aware of that as well.
Yeah. Anytime someone's possessed.
Yeah. By the way, this kind of, you were talking about the Croatoan and being trapped into a thing and such, and that reminded me of the name of the TV series I tried to get you guys to see at some point in the past, and that was called Sweet Home. I think it's Vietnamese or Taiwan or Korean, but
yeah, it's a Korean.
These are the ones that they're turning into monsters and stuff, but they're trapped in the first one. They're trapped inside this giant, apartment building type thing, setting. So, and I think
I've seen the first season of that.
So
I don't remember too much of it, but that sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this episode, though, is when Agent Hendrickson shoots the deputy, or he shot the sheriff.
He shoots the sheriff, and then he's like, "But you shoot the deputy," and it's like the biggest awkward silence. Everybody's just looking at him. Dude.
But that, to me, like, I relate to that so much. Where you're like, and you say something funny, and nobody else gets it because you just did not read the room, but you're just like,
your intrusive thoughts are spoken outside.
Exactly.
It's not that nobody gets it, just nobody appreciated it, because they're like, dude,
it's not
the time. Not the time for this joke.
So then we get on to, did you guys have anything else with this episode, or?
No.
Okay. So then after that, let me move Indy again. God, Indy's just
I don't think he's going to. You should just let him stay.
I tried, but then he's putting his paw on my phone, and it's moving my notes away, and I can't.
Oh,
got cat butt to the camera there.
I know. So
Speaking
then
of
we get into
accounts,
probably one of our favorites, where it introduces our favorite characters. Not introduces, because you see them beforehand also.
Yeah,
Gabriel's cool.
But ghost facers, like
ghost facers.
But it's the one where you actually see more of the ghost facers, and that they're still doing what they do. They're moving on. It's the two, just like, these guys just genuinely, like, they're trying so hard.
We're going to get some likes and cool.
Yeah. But they're into the ghost hunting for completely wrong reason. They're trying to get fame, like fame. And it's like
girls.
Just like any of the paranormal investigator movies that are out there.
Pretty much.
But in supernatural world, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can't just be hunting ghosts for fame in supernatural world. You will die.
Yeah.
Forever. No, I need fame.
I just like the one guy who dies in it, but
Corbett?
he ends up playing Corbett, and he ends up playing Ted in Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
And then he was also in that movie Krystal and I watched, called Hot Frosty.
Oh yeah, he was Hot Frosty, wasn't he?
He was Hot Frosty.
We watched that. We're like, okay, this is going to be ridiculous. It was actually kind of good. We're going to joke watch this because there's no way. And then we watched it. We're like, okay, that was actually kind of fun.
But that's what I love about the ghost facers, is these guys just, they're not clueless, but they're basically all of us. Like, we want to jump into this world and we want to do this, and they're actually doing it and taking it to the next level. But then it's like Sam and Dean experiencing people like us, and they're just like, oh god, like.
I mean, this episode does
Stop hurting
have
yourself.
one of my favorite lines in the whole season, though.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "You have to go be gay for that poor dead intern." One of the best lines in the series, hands down.
Yeah, Ghost Facers are definitely, they're one of the ones that, once again, they're not in a lot of episodes, but if you reference them, every fan will know exactly who you're talking about.
Everybody knows Ghost Facers. Everybody knows their theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which one of the guys, let me see his name. It is AJ Buckley. So he played Ed. You had Ed and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
So Ed, like, this dude bulked up, the actor, because he's in SEAL Team, and he is just like hulked out. I didn't know it was him. I was like, where do I know that guy from? And I looked it up. I'm like, no, it's the Ghost Facers guy.
Well, like Carrot Top, you know,
Yeah.
dude was scrawny, and then like he bulks up, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Carrot Top bulked up.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care about
Carrot
Carrot
Top,
Top, so.
Yeah. Like, he just got really tan and he bulked up, but like, you can still look at him and go, that's Carrot Top. But this guy looks like he could be a completely different actor. It's so
Okay.
crazy.
He was played by
But yeah, Ghost Facers is definitely fun. You get to see the death loops type thing, which that happens sometimes. They kind of explain it a bit, and it's kind of that whole, once again, trapped in one area.
Yeah.
And they have to do the whole storyline within that one, not scene, but that one.
It's
set.
all in the same location.
Yeah.
I think Disney did it, maybe. High Spirits, I think. Where they were caught in this death loop over and over until they break it, and that's what causes a lot of the issues and changes in the story. But yeah.
That was a pretty good movie. I like that movie.
I mean, it's silly.
Well, I mean, I like it as nostalgia wise. Like, I watched it as a kid, so when I watch it, I'm like, oh, that's like nostalgia from.
It was something we could watch as a kid.
Yeah. Anything else on Ghost Facers?
Kind of sad that our video didn't quite work out because that would have applied.
I know. So Rikki and I did a escape room, and Rikki made a cool video for it. I just haven't figured out how to play that on our show. So I was thinking that it might be kind of neat. And Krystal, I haven't pitched this to you yet. I was talking with Rikki about it earlier, but maybe we could do an episode where, sorry, Indy's eyes just peering.
I know, I love it. It's so dramatic.
I thought it would be kind of neat for us to do an episode where we talk about all the ghost hunter shows and things like that. And then we can do some clips of like our escape room. We can do it of when I went to Jerome with that ghost hunt and kind of make a whole episode of those ghost hunt videos.
Yeah.
So that was something I was just pitching around. But Rikki did make a really good 2-minute video. We had a great time doing it. I just need to figure out how to post that so that way people can watch it. But I want to debut it though, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it's also not just Ghost Facers. I think like there's a lot of elements to that video that relates to a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
Next after Ghost Facers, we have Long Distance Call. So that is a creature who basically pretends to be the dead loved ones and gets people to do things and off themselves and things like that. And that one, you know, I didn't watch that one recently, so I don't know if it kind of, I'm sure it drove the storyline a little bit because it's their dad who calls them, or their dad, you know?
Yeah. The guy pretends to be their dad.
Yeah. But I think it's funny how the creature is the guy who works at the telephone place, and he's just like this smelly, dirty person in the little basement.
No, that's who they thought it was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
The smelly, dirty guy is who they thought it was because usually this creature, I can't think of the name of it right now, lives in Phil.
I'm like, what was it?
It'd be like Men in Black, like
Exactly.
or
so they
Naked
attack
Lunch.
him, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then the actual creature comes and kills that guy. And he still worked at the phone company, but he was like a more put together looking guy. He wasn't
the crocata is what it's called.
Yeah.
Now there is something to be said about their bastardization of monsters and names.
Well, I mean, they use parts of real lore, but they really do make their own lore in the show.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of create their own.
They kind of try, it seems. On it's like okay.
Also, apparently, this one was inspired by a Twilight Zone episode called "Long Distance Call."
Okay, what? And the creature was inside the telephone.
All it says is a similar story. A boy talks to his dead grandmother on the toy telephone.
Oh, then it's not the same one I'm thinking of. Although it could have been like an Amazing Stories or Twilight Zone or something. But in this particular one, the guy falls in love with, this lady that he never meets her. She's, it's a phone calls over the phone. And then eventually, I think he leaves his wife and family and stuff for her. And then, professes his love, and you find out it's a creature inside the phone.
Oh.
Okay. Well, there is one of the scenes in this episode where a kid is talking through the toy phone to their mom, or who they think is their mom.
That's true.
So that's a good throwback to that Twilight Zone episode then. But it also reminds me of it's not a banshee, but I do think it's an Irish ghost story where it's like a creature, like they call you out into the woods and they mimic, and I think they're
or something, Duodine Dunny or something.
Yeah. And so they like mimic voices of your loved ones to lure you out into the woods and kill you. And but this is like a more modern version because they're doing it over the phone, and the Irish story goes back to like way before technology was a thing. Now I want to see what they're called. Sorry.
No, you're good. While you look that up, the next episode after that is Time Is on My Side. That's the one where you have the kind of like a Frankenstein type thing where you have this witch doctor who has figured out, or not witch doctor, it's like an apothecary. What is he?
What, they did have Frankenstein, or is that later on?
Frankenstein?
Okay, it's a I'm probably not going to say this correct.
They had the Steins, but I think that's later.
Oh, sorry.
What, Krystal?
I'm probably not going to say this right, but it's Puka, P-U with a little weird.
Puka.
Oh, yeah.
P-A, Puka.
Rachel's going to talk to you about Pukas now.
I was going to say, Rachel says Wendigo.
Yeah, but no, once you said that, she's probably furiously typing now.
They do have the Frankensteins. That's true. I forgot about that.
But
this
I think
one
that's
is more of a man who is kind of like Frankenstein himself, not Frankenstein's monster, where he can.
Oh, it's the guy that he takes parts from other people and sews them onto himself so that he can have immortality. And then Sam is just like, Sam sees it as an opportunity. He's like, we can learn from this guy and keep Dean from dying. And Dean is like, absolutely not.
I don't want to keep doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then after that episode is the series or the season finale, and that is No Rest for the Wicked. So that is the one where Dean's time is up. And throughout the whole thing, you kind of you still think that they're going to find a way, right? Mm-hmm. And it's Bobby and Dean and Sam and Ruby, and they all kind of go to this neighborhood, and it's covered in demons. You have Lilith with a family right there, tormenting the family. And then in the end, obviously we all know this, but Dean succumbs to the Hellhounds. And that is brutal when the Hellhounds get him. They rip his flesh. And at that time, I remember watching it and we were like, ugh. We weren't used to stuff like that all the time on a TV series,
Right.
And we never actually expected Dean to actually die at the end of the season. We were like, oh, of course they're going to figure something out. And of course we had no idea that it was all part of the bigger plot line for the first 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it like ends, and I think Ruby was also torn apart by the Hellhounds, right?
Well, I think she was stabbed with the knife.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't die, but her host body died, and that kind of is what starts with her being in a different host after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're talking about the whole time is on my side. It made me think of the other horror film where you had the demon Azazel or something who's always singing "Time is on my side."
That actor is actually one of my favorite actors. I just can't think of his name, but every character he plays is just perfection. Let's see.
Yeah, and then that episode and the season end with a shot of Dean in hell screaming for help.
Yeah.
And that's the end of season 3.
For people who just stream shows now and they don't understand the agony that this series or this season finale left on fans, because you couldn't just wait for the next season to come out and then like within a few days or something, or the next episode, and just stream it all at once. We had to wait months.
Same with the first season. And I remember like I got my brother into Supernatural when I already had like the first 3 seasons, I think, on DVD.
Yeah.
So he was able, like, the show was still active. It hadn't even reached season 5 yet. And so I was like, oh, here. And so he was watching my DVDs and he was like, oh my gosh, like with the end of season 1, he's like, I can't believe how that ended. I'm like, yeah, imagine waiting 3 months to figure out what happened. And season 3, very much the same. Like, because you're just like, Dean is dead? What?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But he's dead, but he's like, his soul's still on being tormented. And you're just like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Which of that scene, so on IMDb, Jensen Ackles, it's a little long, but he goes, he described the shooting of the final scene of Dean in Hell. He goes, it was miserable. I spent about 4 hours in prosthetics because all of those hooks and pieces through the wrist and cuffs and everything. And once I was done, I walked on stage and they hooked me up. Cuffs around both wrists and ankles. I'm sorry. And then just a belt harness around his waist. So I was wired up to 5 different wires. 5 guys wrenched me up about 13 feet in the air. I had so much fake blood all over me. The harness slipped and the buckle was piercing into my hip. I'm hanging there, all of my weight on this one buckle digging into his hip. And I hung there for what felt like ages. And it got so bad that tears were rolling down my face. And I was like, let me down. You got to let me down. He goes, it was tough, but it turned out to be a really cool shot.
So his screams basically were real, is what I'm hearing. Because he was in a lot of pain and super uncomfortable.
Let's see. What was the other thing? Oh, another fun little fact was this episode takes place on the 1st and 2nd May of 2008. So in fact, Dean dies on Sam's 25th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
So that's interesting.
Happy Death Day.
Right?
Yeah. So, and then Rachel has some Puku stuff. Shapeshifting pranksters. They can both be good and evil. They tend to be bound to families. They can also occasionally protect the future. They never say goodbye.
Ooh, never say goodbye.
They often take the short shape of like, bunnies or horses or stuff like that.
Yep. So, but that's it. That's season 3 of Supernatural. I think we kind of summed it up pretty well. We went over time.
I mean, but we were able, because it is a shorter season, even though we're a little bit over time, we were able to hit every single episode.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I like it.
With our tangents.
Even with our tangents, right?
But have you noticed when we do our Supernatural episodes, we don't go off on so many tangents? I think because we all really like Supernatural.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's because we're like really trying to hit on as much as possible, and like focus, the other topics, like we're not like, Anyway,
we have an episode in 2 weeks. I have to look. I don't know if that's one where we have a guest or not. I'll have to take a look. I started losing track.
We have a few more authors lined up for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So those are definitely coming up. As always, if you guys have something you want us to talk about, let us know. Message us.
Yes, you can definitely restart it on YouTube later.
You can watch. You can restart it.
But yeah, so we will definitely see you guys back in 2 weeks. We will get to working on some more content for everyone. And another thing to announce is we do have the 5-year anniversary of Weird Realities coming up in October. So definitely stay tuned. Check out the site. Check out all the different shows to see what we're going to do. I think there's going to be a lot of fun little stuff that's going to be happening. So other than that, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. And thank you for joining us. Bye.
Right on. Bye.
Bye.
Supernatural.